Hey everyone, and welcome to Jake's Corner of the Internet. I'm starting a brand new YouTube channel about manga. I've done YouTube channels before talking about photography, urban exploring, that kind of thing, and I feel like I want to get into something a little bit different. I may use some wrong terminology here, but I absolutely love manga. I have more than what is on this table here. This is purely just what I have done this month. This is my it's kind of like March to April manga haul. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. The day that I'm currently filming this is May the 6th, which is the King's coronation, and also Free Comic Book Day, which is the day that I would rather celebrate, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to start off with the free comic books that I got. I've been to 2 comic shops in Birmingham today, and those 2 shops are Forbidden Planet and Worlds Apart. So from Worlds Apart I got this. This is the kind of comic spoiler for Sui Ishida's new manga, Choujin X. If you don't know who Sui Ishida is, he is the writer of Tokyo Ghoul, which is one of my favourite manga of all time. It is one of the first manga that I actually started to collect, and I'm so glad to see that he is releasing new work. And I also have a copy of the actual manga, which I have not read yet, but I am really looking forward to reading it. I also picked up this here. It's called Flowers. Again, haven't got any idea what this is about, but again, it's another manga style one, obviously with it being read the opposite direction to a traditional comic. And I picked up a Spider-Man vs. Venom, and I'm not too bothered about that. I'm not much of a Marvel fan. Picked up The Cursed Library by Archie Comics. This one is from Forbidden Planet as well as the rest of them. This was in a kind of blind grab bag that I was given at the door. The Sacrificers. Again, have no idea what any of these are about. Seismic Stories. The Darkness We Brought Back. Animal Castle Volume 2. I will be honest, I am having trouble reading that font. If anyone can make that out, I genuinely can't read it. Marvel Voices, and then another copy of one that we've already got. We've covered Choujin X, and I'm going to go through the rest of the stuff that I've bought this month. So starting off with Bleach. I picked up a copy of Bleach volumes 1 to 3, purely because Bleach was the first manga that I ever actually read. It made me rack up a few library finds. Bleach is about the main character, Ichigo, and he kills demons. I don't want to go into too much detail with it because I have got a lot to cover with what I've bought, but I may well do individual kind of not necessarily reviews, because these manga are quite old now. But what I will do a kind of brief summary of each in separate videos. Next book that I've got, and I have read this was so funny to read, Toilet Bound Hanako-Kun. So it is about a ghost that haunts the 3rd stool from the end in the girls' bathroom, and whoever summons Hanako-Kun, or Hanako-san, would be granted a wish, anything that they desire. And the reason this one's called Hanako-Kun, the difference between a normal Hanako-san and the Hanako in the school featured in the book is this Hanako is a boy. And it's kind of like almost like a rom-com, I'd kind of class it as. And yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I found it quite funny, and I'm planning to pick up the box set in the next couple of months just because it saves me collecting them all individually, and it's a case of finding them all. Next up, I'm currently reading these. I picked up Chainsaw Man. If you've not heard of Chainsaw Man, you have been living under a rock if you're into your manga and anime. This is probably one of the most popular anime out there at the minute. Even people that I know that don't really read much manga are watching this. It's about a guy who has a pet devil called Puchita, and Puchita dies, takes over his body, and allows our main character Denji to turn into a chainsaw demon, as seen on the front cover of the first book. And again, it's about killing demons, very similar to Bleach, as I say, but completely different at the same time. but a kind of similar aspect of hunting and killing demons. And I have the first, second, and third copy of this, and I also have the fourth, but we'll get to that later. I also picked up Tombs by Junji Ito. Junji Ito is known as the king of horror manga, and I literally own everything that he has written that has been released in English so far. I am a massive Junji Ito fan, massive horror fan, and I honestly love everything that's being released by him at the minute. Tombs, so the actual story Tombs, which is on the front cover of this, is actually a story featured in a Netflix series called Junji Ito Maniac. And as I say, that's on Netflix now. You can go and watch that. It's been done in obviously original Japanese, and it has been dubbed in English for you dub watchers. And I'm not going to say that there is a right or a wrong way to watch anime. However, I prefer to watch mine in dub opposed to subtitles, purely because I am not a fast reader. So trying to keep up with subtitles, I personally find that quite hard. However, if I am really into an anime, I will read it. So for all of you people that are out there who are purely subtitle readers and swear off dub shouldn't be a thing, I am mildly dyslexic and I cannot keep up with how quick the subtitles go, so I watch mine dubbed. Next, this all came in a box. I ordered this lot from Forbidden Planet. I picked up Mieruko Chan. Mieruko Chan is about a girl who can see demons and she tries to ignore them as much as she can. The depictions of the demons are quite, not so much graphic, but they're designed to be kind of off-putting and terrifying to our main character, Mieruko Chan. And I read the first 3 volumes of this online and fell in love with it, and I had to stop reading it because I actually wanted to buy the books. So I am slowly collecting these so I can reread them. I picked up Ibitsu, which is about a girl in a Lolita outfit, and she sits by the dumpsters at night and she asks men if they want a little sister, and depending on how they answer, basically ends up being their downfall, so she kills them. This is still sealed. I haven't even opened this yet, but this is probably going to be one of my next reads because it is kind of like a gory, mature horror, and that's one thing I'm really into. The next 3 that I got, this is Summertime Rendering, volumes 1, 2, and 3 in their hardback variant. Summertime Rendering is about a guy whose friend dies on an island. He goes back to the island to kind of go for the funeral, and these creatures called shadows are taking over the island. They are like doppelgangers, so they will kill the real person and take their place and nobody knows. The kind of fun aspect about this is that our main character, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head, every time the shadows kill him, he restarts his kind of time on the island on the 22nd of, I believe it was 22nd of July is when he's there. And it's like a Groundhog Day, so every time he dies, he restarts. And I've seen a few films like this. I've seen a few, obviously Groundhog Day, Live, Die, Repeat, that have chosen to follow this kind of like aspect of storytelling with if the character dies or at the end of the day it restarts, and I love it. And this just having that kind of like mystery. I watched the first 6 episodes on Disney Plus, and I was left with constant unanswered questions, so I did some research, found out there was a manga to go with it as well, and here we are. I also picked up a copy of Mary and the Witch's Flower by Studio Ponok because it is just an anime that I love, and I picked that up from HMV. And the last few things on this list are actually from today. So on Free Comic Book Day, I went out with my girlfriend and her cousin, and I got them to pick me 1 manga from each shop that we visited. We visited Worlds Apart, Tokyo Toys, Waterstones, and Forbidden Planet. And they are 4 places that I regularly go to get my manga. And what we've just seen is a mix of those shops. So I'm going to go into what they've chose and where we got them from. I'm just going to move this lovely can of Apple Fanta, which I managed to find at a sweet shop in Birmingham, and I'm going to drink that later, and I thought I'd throw that into here just for kind of like showing, because it is Japanese, there is a theme going on here. So, the books that I was told to buy, so these were not bought for me, I still bought them, but I had no choice, except for one of them, of which ones I would be buying. So, let's start with the one that we got at the first shop, and that was Shooply Horned Witch Romi. I have no idea what this is about. I am going to read the back. Do humans dream of post-apocalyptic sheep? The world has changed. Everyone has fallen into a deep slumber except a bunch of sheep. A sheep-horned witch and her senpai. And now monsters are closing in. Why are the only people still awake? Two teenagers, snarled up in a tangle of complicated emotions. Find out in this beautifully illustrated, unique, dark fantasy. It is a teen, it is a 13 plus, and as I say, I have no idea what is going on with this. My girlfriend said, get this one. And that's where we're at. From the next shop we went down to Waterstones in Birmingham, and I was told to buy this. It is a manga called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I have been told simply by my girlfriend's cousin that it will make me cry, and that is as far as I've got. So let's read the back. A bittersweet romance. In this deeply moving first-person story, an introverted high school boy finds his classmate's diary and learns her biggest secret. Yumeuchi Sakura is dying from a pancreatic disease, and now he is the only person outside of her family to know the truth. The last thing the boy wants is to be her friend, but Sakura's cheerful demeanour and their shared secret draws them together in this heart-rending tale of friendship and mortality. And yeah, I've been told this is going to make me cry, and again, that is honestly one of my next reads once I've finished number 4 of Chainsaw Man, which I picked up today, and that leads us on to the one that I got from Tokyo Toys. This is Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz, Glory of the Losers. I have not watched or read any other Gundam stuff. I watched a few episodes a few years back, but I don't even know what order the Gundam universe is in and whether this will make sense to me or not. It is a volume 1, so I'm assuming it's a new story, but I don't know much about Gundam aside from the fact that it is a bunch of kids that can control giant robots and they fight with them, and it is awesome. Next up, this is the last 2 that I got today. These are from Forbidden Planet. I've got Rooster Fight number 1. In a world where terrifying monsters walk the earth, one heroic rooster is destined for greatness. When giant demons threaten the innocent, he's going to show them who's boss. The neighborhood cock of the walk is more than just an ordinary rooster. He's humanity's greatest defender. His opponents may be 10 stories tall, but nothing is bigger than the stout heart of his fearsome battle cry, cock-a-doodle-doo. I believe there's 3 issues of this out currently, so I'm really looking forward to reading that as like a kind of comical thing. But again, demons, it's just a chicken instead of a guy with chainsaws. Who knows? I'm really looking forward to reading it. And I've also been told to pick up this by my girlfriend's cousin. This is Banana Fish, Volume 1. I'm going to quickly read this because I haven't actually even looked into it. I said, is this a serious suggestion? It sounds weird, and she went, yes, read it. It's one of my favourites. Banana Fish, Vice City, New York, in the 1980s. Nature made Ash Lynx beautiful. Nature made him a cold, ruthless killer. A runaway, brought up as the adopted hair and sex toy of crime lord Papa. Ash, now at a rebellious age of 17, forsakes his kingdom held out by the devil who raised him, but the hideous secret that drove Ash's older brother in Vietnam has suddenly fallen into Papa's insatiably ambitious hands, and it's exactly the wrong time for Eiji Okumura, a pure-hearted young photographer from Japan, to make Ash Lynx's acquaintance. I've been told there is an anime for this on Amazon Prime, and I'm gonna definitely give that a watch once I've read the first volume, if I do enjoy it. So I am looking forward to reading literally everything on the table. I'm gonna call that the end for this video as one of my LED lights has died, but thank you for watching. I will be doing more manga content into the future, and also I bought a Junji Ito t-shirt today and I love it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Any manga recommendations, literally anything, are very welcome here. I am very well rounded and I'm looking to read a lot more manga than what I already have. This is a mere portion of what I own, and I will cover that in another video. Until then, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.